Good morning, everyone. Dan here from tradingology.com in our trading room session for October 21st today. Our good friend Dave from Strong Market looks like might be a few minutes behind, so we'll get started without him and we'll welcome him when he gets here. So good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me. We'll do a brief overview, see what's cooking right now. Today is definitely, as we see, not extreme to either side. Issues are right around, hovering around zero here, just barely on the upside, 170 currently. Volume is a complete flat line. So I got to zoom it way in even to see the small bars. So if we look that into comparison, as we've seen, we are not trekking one way or the other right now. It's literally just hugging that zero line for volume. We see it in the internals. So everything's real flat. Had a little run up early, and then is kind of meandering since then. We do see large activity over in the crypto market. Bitcoin is, let me move this guy over here. Bitcoin's pushing 13,000 right now, it looks like. Let me get the right screen here. There we go. Yeah, 12,873 was the high. It's at 744. So Bitcoin is on the move, as is just what everybody else. Ethereum's up almost 5%. XRP's up 3%. VET, everybody's green right now. So it's potentially a move good on Ethereum. Hey, Kevin, good to see you. Good morning to you, sir. So just a brief outlook there, and I'll save the fun weather in case Dave does make it. He might be busy this morning. We'll see. Or he's busy doing something. Kevin says, tricky VXX trade evaluation this morning. Kevin, have you heard the last few weeks that we're not trading actively that until after the election? If you're trading paper trade, that's perfectly fine. But I just want to make sure you got that. Okay, good, cool. Yep, I did look at that as well, just recording it right around the same time frames. I pulled up, just so I can record it, I had about 288 and 250, and it was hovering about 2290 at that time. So it's went up a little bit. It's 2294 right now. But yeah, so premiums are starting to move up a little bit. We see it went from 472 last week to 538. So it is on the rise. So yeah, if you want to test going long, let's take a look at the chart and see how it reacts, because we definitely could have a potential for a pop in the VXX. Let me find my VXX chart. There it is. We see we've had a rise the last few days here. So we're right in the middle of the Darvas box right now. And we'll take a look at where we're trending here. Squeeze this in a little bit. We see the VXX trade symbols up. So that does signal a little bit of a down. So it could, go either way. Yeah, hovering right around that 50% exactly. We are starting to rise. As we know, if we see the warning signs, this gets up to 25. And I've added the SPY VIX indicator on here. That's also on that 25. So that'll be your indicator for the entire market. But yeah, I would say if you wanted to test along, give it a shot. This could go either way right now, which is why we are not currently actively trading it. And Dave has just joined us now from Strong Market. So welcome, Dave.
Sorry for being late. I just had a couple of trades on I needed to get out of.
No worries. We just did a brief overview, and Kevin was asking about the VXX and the paper trade. He's like, thinking about going long. I pulled up the just recording it, and we are seeing an increase in premium, slight one, not a big one, but we are up a little bit, and we're right in the middle of the box. So I said, if you wanted to test along, you could. We could have a chance for a pop in volatility.
I think that's a possibility for sure. I mean, I think as we get closer to the election, I don't know if the volatility is going to come before the election or after the election, but I think there's definitely going to be volatility there.
And what are we down to now? So today's the 21st. So we got 2 weeks.
Yeah. Wow.
Just less than 2 weeks till the election.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting. All right. I mean, that's getting close, under the wire.
Yeah.
And it looks like, I mean, ever since I worked for local government, I hated politics. So, it's pretty close, I think. I mean, they had Hillary Clinton ahead of Trump in the last election, and Trump just swamped her. So I don't know what's going to happen here, but I wouldn't look at the fact that Biden's ahead in a few states and kind of extrapolate from there.
Right. And Kevin, you make a perfect point. Implied volatility on the November 20s are above 100%. So yes, scale down your test position. Oh, good job.
Yes. Interestingly, though, as the market went up, the volatility has also remained relatively high.
I did a brief touch on our crypto markets as well.
Yeah, Bitcoin's it looks like it's going to hit 13,000 by the end of today.
Yeah, so just to give you the quick, I just did the quick rundown on internals and cryptos, and yeah, I said the exact same thing. So I love how we're in sync. I say, yes, making a run for 13, and it's right around it. Where did it go? There it goes. Yeah, 735 right now.
Well, I mean, if you looked at the US dollar index, it is getting crushed. It is down very, very sharply today, and it's been down for a few days. So not surprising.
Where is that browser? I was looking at the weather earlier. There it is. That's my weather guy trying to tell me it's going to snow again.
Did you get snow last night?
Oh, you want to? Yeah, we got a little bit.
Yeah.
7-8 inches of snow we got yesterday.
Oh man, I hate to see that.
So check this out.
Don't show me those pictures.
You'll get a kick out of this. This is close to the house. We had some landscape done, so we got some fresh green grass with leaves falling on top of it. Figure that out.
Man. Yeah, we're up in the 70s today.
Yeah, we're right around freezing, about 34 right here.
So did you cover all the internals? I mean, it looked like we started lower, but we're hugging those zero lines. I mean, we're just not getting any traction on the internals here.
Yes, exactly. I did mention that we're basically a flat line on the volume here. Maybe a start. This is the first little potential move where the issues might be moving up. We'll see. But that's the first inkling that could move. That's an active minute there, right there. So we'll see what happens when that 10-minute bar closes.
Yeah, but we're still in that 40 to 60 range, which is just up and down.
Yeah, just the chop that we see.
Yeah.
Oh, I did want to mention, I tried to look back, and I know I had sent it over to you too. We had one of our members that emailed in, as he catches the recording, so we know he's not here live, he was asking about SPY VXX. Does that ring a bell to you, Dave? He was saying back in September 22nd, and I went back and reviewed that, and that's when we covered the market timer spreadsheet. I think it was the round one where we went into everything. So I'm not sure exactly what he's looking at for a SPY VXX trade, unless maybe it was just the fact that when they go super high. So maybe if I can find one of my long-term charts, or does that ring any bells for you?
Yeah, I watch the SPY VXX chart every single day. I've got it up right at the top of my screen. I'm not sure about, he's referencing something that happened last year in September.
Oh, did I get the wrong year?
Or was it this most recent September?
I'm assuming he meant a couple of weeks ago, or like a month ago now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I've been watching it, and I put I actually use the price signals. I use the VXX trade signal on it. I put and I also put the price signals on there. So, yeah, right now, I mean, if all you have to do is open up another window and put in VXX or SPY minus VXX.
Let me duplicate this guy quick.
All I have to do is just put SPY minus VXX in there. And then go to, one of the things I'm looking at is the monthly chart. So if you want to go out to a monthly, it might also show up on a weekly, but let me see. Every time I refresh it, TOS slows down because they're trying to do the calculations in the background, I guess.
You do the weekly price studies or price signals?
Well, I have it on a lot of different time frames. So I've got it on the hourly typically. But if you look at the monthly, there's a divergence forming.
For the higher time frame, do you use the swing or the price for the SM indicator?
I use the price signals.
Okay. We'll add that guy. So there's a monthly SPY minus VXX. We are, oh, there's the Darvis boxes laid over there too. That's fun.
Yeah, and so the divergence I'm looking at is the VXX trade system indicator, which had a high back in, that was last year, November, December. And now we're slightly above it, but the VXX trade system indicator is lower. So there's a divergence here between, on the monthly chart, between the price of the SPY versus VXX and the indicator. And also we've got the price signals are declining here as the market continues to rise. So if you could repeat his question again, maybe I can get a better idea. That's kind of what I'm looking at, but he may have.
He said that on September 22nd, I believe Dave did a SPY VXX. I would like to learn more about what he was looking for and what helped him to determine his entry and when to exit.
Oh, I think he's okay. So I think what he was talking about was a simple volatility arbitrage type of trade. And I don't remember if I was long or short, but I think it was the divergence factor. And maybe you can see it if you go to a daily now. But I'll trade it just like the YMNQ. And let's see, I go back to.
Here's the end of September, was right around here. 22nd was when he thought he watched the video, so that would have put us somewhere around here.
Right. So on that chart, I think I was looking at a declining VXX trade system indicator and a arrow down on the price signal. Was that the same day or no? Can't tell.
Dark box and down arrow.
Yeah.
Most recent price signal was up.
Right. But the and the VXX trade system indicator was down.
Yep.
So it's heading lower. And then all I did was sell the SPY and buy the VXX.
So Gerald, if that's not what you're looking for, let me know, or if we're looking at the wrong video, let us know as you catch this recording. We'll do our best to answer whatever you got.
Yeah, so basically on that trade, it's just I mean, I don't put a lot of money into that trade. I trade it very, very lightly. So I might do, 10 shares of the SPY and 10 shares of the VXX or something. I'll do it one for one.
And just to warn you for tomorrow, they are already forecasting yet another 860,000 in new unemployment claims. So they're still hovering around that 1 million expectation on a weekly basis.
Yeah, the market doesn't care.
They don't care.
I don't know what they care about actually anymore. I mean, they're just like, I think there's a, not only is there a disconnect from the current economic situation, the health situation, but also any kind of announcement. I think everybody's focused on the election, I guess. I see a lot of hesitation in the market. I mean, that's why we see a lot of back and forth. But the problem is that the trend, whatever the trend is going to set in before the announcement, before the news comes out.
Yeah, just looking at the very low numbers on supply demand as well, which is equated to the non-activity that we got happening right now. With the internals, we're below a 2 on both sides. Looks like there was a little break in reporting from Toss this morning. So thanks, Toss.
Yeah. Always appreciate their timeliness,
Someone must have hit a order in there.
accuracy. Yeah. So
We should mention too, just a heads up for as we come up towards the end of the year, as you guys know, we typically take a little bit of a break. So after October ends, I think Dave, we were thinking maybe we'll do a trading room after the election. And then we'll probably take a little time off with Thanksgiving coming around. So we're going to be paring down the trading room live sessions. We'll probably communicate in other channels along the way. We won't be gone by all means, but we just won't be doing the dailies as we write down. So, and a quick reminder too, for those, we do have a Wealth Masterclass meet up next week. So that is there for, I think it's the 29th, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
But just a heads up for that. We're about a week away from that one. That'll be the final one for 2020. And I will start to wind down some of the daily trading rooms. So if you got your questions, definitely get them in. But we just won't be doing the daily lives as often as throughout the holiday season. So Kevin, you're going to have to deal with me sending you emails. But we won't be. All right. What else we got cooking here?
a couple of stocks are moving. I mean, Netflix, geez, I don't know if it's still down or not. I haven't checked. Oops.
Oops.
Something got filled. Oh, I had an order on GDLC. That's that illiquid
The grayscale.
big cap, yeah, grayscale. In my stock account, I just picked up a few shares.
There you go. It came down to your price. It's on sale.
It did. It came down pretty good. I wrote it up a little bit there from that $10 level, and now it's come back. I'm gonna pick up a couple more shares. That thing can move because hey, look, it was 30. You know, I mean, if we do get a pretty big bull market in crypto here, and if we've got some legs on this thing, we could be back up to 30 pretty quick.
Yeah, Dave mentioned Netflix, which was in the channel, is a definitely a gap down with that earnings. It's interesting if you look at $1.74, $1.59. I wonder if they were expecting a lot higher. I don't know.
No, yeah, I think. Well, I'm not sure it was the earnings, but I think it was the number of subscribers or hours watched or something. I think there was something along those lines. It had nothing to do with the earnings. The earnings were pretty good, but it had to do with a declining market share.
Gotcha.
So,
I know they've rubbed a few the wrong way. That's for sure. I remember hearing about that a couple weeks ago. So no surprise if you're watching the price signal. Look at this on a daily basis. It's just been building and building and building. So you definitely could have been, people could have been in a short position there watching these indicators, even as volume's coming up.
yeah,
It's a good clue there. And now a nice welcome present there. Good morning.
I think a lot of people anticipated Netflix was going to do well, just like Zoom did very, very well. I mean, Zoom shot up. It's a tech stock. It's a at home, coronavirus type of stock because people are watching more online, right?
Sure. Yep. Kevin, I appreciate you're going to have withdrawal for a little while. You're a good comedian. You having problems getting fills on a paper account? That's the first thing that'll start breaking when they get higher volatility is less execution in a paper account. Oh, just getting into the account. That I haven't had any problems.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems with that either. Was it like hanging? It just keeps spending and spending and spending and you can't log in? Or, I mean, or what's happening?
Yeah, hit up support and say, hey, I haven't heard of anybody complaining about the platform not loading.
Right.
Check your password.
Yeah, huh, that's weird. That's strange.
Give those guys a ring, send them an email, say, hey, my platform's not loading. Maybe they got something going on, or maybe it needs a fresh install. I've never had to do that, but just thinking back to the IT side as Dave makes more money filling orders.
Whoops.
Whoops, I made another 100.
Yeah, we got stocks down, we got crypto up. Interesting. I wonder I mean, everybody says that, you buy crypto as a hedge against stocks. but I've seen a lot of correlation. Well, correlation with crypto and the dollar, remember. Not with stocks necessarily.
Yeah, so that tiny little move up that looked like it might be starting to happen, already not there. So we're still, as we mentioned, Dave said early on, this is just chop area. Everything that the morning gave is given back. There we go. Practice my mute on the microphone.
Oh, now we can hear all the background noise. Yeah, other than that, I think this is gonna, boy, actually, I thought the last election was interesting. This election is more interesting. Although I'm not watching, I'm not really paying attention to it. It's just like this feeling of anticipation, It's like, wow, what's gonna happen? I really don't care what's gonna happen, but it's just like it's kind of like a movie premiere.
Sure.
And it's like, oh wow.
Yeah, I can't bring I watched the second half of the very first debate. I've seen nothing since. It's like watching children. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's about right.
Then all I heard about was The Fly. So I thought that was humorous. All right. Yes, yeah. Now negatives. And VXX is moving above 23. So volatility is creeping in. So Kevin, this might pay off if you took a long for your VXX trade. See how it plays out. I'll be curious. Check in with you next week on that before he says, yeah, periodically clear out your files. Yeah, absolutely. The other thing to do, we haven't talked about this in a while. You can try this even though you're not logged in, so it's probably not what it is. But if you guys ever get glitching, always remember to go to that help and collect the garbage.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good little tool that you can use intraday while you're in the system. Is cleaning up, take out the garbage. And let me take one more look at.
We're starting to turn low here. It's just and the internals were kind of telling the story. They just weren't doing anything. Just flatline there.
We get Bitcoin to hit 13 yet? Not yet. I was hoping it might happen before we left. $75 away, or $275 away.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Yeah. Big move. I mean, boy, I've heard some predictions. Like, I mean, people are talking about the next bull run is going to take it to 50,000, 100,000. I mean, I would like to believe that, but it's a commodity. It's an asset, just like anything else. And, hey, yeah, when it was young, when it was like 2017 was still fairly young in the space. It only been out, maybe 5-6 years, 10 years, 7 years at that point. Now it's a little more mature. There's more institutions involved. I'm not sure that a lot of selling wouldn't come in if it hit 20,000 again.
There would be a lot of panic selling because people don't know what to do when that type of money shows up in their account.
Yes. People have been holding it for a long time. They bought it much cheaper. I mean, look at Satoshi Nakamoto already. He's got 1 million Bitcoin. And if he sees it going to 50,000 or 20,000 again, he might unload those million.
For sure.
Yeah, a small amount of money can actually do quite a bit of damage in the Bitcoin market. That's what, so, I mean, I've got some a little bit, but it's too thin. Now, if it had options on it, now I would take advantage of that because I do the same thing I did with UUP and some of the other ones and put on a nice long-term position.
That would be fantastic.
Low risk asymmetric trade.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's going to be the story of trading through the election and the end of the year is just put those asymmetrics on and let them cook.
Yep.
And
yeah, interesting. I did one on TLT. I don't know if I told
you. Let's bring that up tomorrow for a TLT asymmetric trade.
Yeah, and for some reason, TLT was down today, but the spread was up $800.
Wow. So there you go, Andre. We'll cover that for you tomorrow. He's asking if we're going to cover some ideas at some time.
Absolutely. Let's cover a few tomorrow before we break for the week.
That'll work.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, with that, I think we'll wrap her up for today. As always, we appreciate you guys. Thanks, Dave, for coming out and joining us.
No, my pleasure.
And we'll catch you guys on Thursday.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Bye, Dan.
Bye-bye.